Hello, hello. My name is Waldo, and I'm here to feel the politics with you. Man, that camera is very dark. I should get some lights. You know, I should be better at my job. But it's sunny outside, which is, I wish it were illegal, but it's not, I know, to be sunny. But maybe I should, is there a law I could pass, maybe, that would make it illegal to be sunny? I'd push for that. The sun is gross. It's disgusting. You know that thing will give you cancer? Terrible. Can't believe we allow this to get in you. Very anti-sun position that I've come to. Uh, no, sir, I don't like it. Yuck, sunlight. Get out of here. Well, that did help a little bit. It is trying to kill me. The sun will kill you. Like it absolutely will kill you. I can't imagine that we let it go this long. Nuke the sun. That's what I'm saying. Gotta nuke something. Uh, anyway, uh, there are so many politics to talk about today, guys. Lots of politics, lots and lots of them. So we will talk about all of those, and then I've got a weird little website to look at the end of all the politics and the news and all those things. And I wrote down some thoughts. I've been writing down thoughts everywhere, and yeah, super fun. Ever play Super Mario 3? Boom, suck it, liberals. Yeah, the sun in Super Mario 3 does definitely try to kill you. Might be Mario's fault though. Not entirely sure. I mean, I have killed that sun too, but I think he started it. The sun started it. All right, that's what I'm saying. Sun started it. And let's get going. We've got so many news, politic things to look at today. Let's start with getting things on the screen. Yeah, not on the screen. Ugh. Ugh. All right. This happens. OBS is a complicated beast. OBS sometimes will give me the option to put things on the screen over here. Sometimes it doesn't. Just cause. There's not a huge reason why. It just makes the things up as it goes. It changes the rules. It changes what happens often. So, give me a moment. Sorry, I suck at this. Glad nobody's paying me to do it. But what is the issue here? Why are you not doing what I tell you to do? Window capture. Then I go to the drop down, and the drop down doesn't have all the windows I have open on my screen. Okay. What happens if you F5 OBS? Does it ruin everything? Let's find out. Well, it didn't ruin everything. Seems like I'm still streaming. Hello, stream. Give it a moment to catch up. Yeah, I'm still online. Okay. So let's. Man, this thing. If I think it's a timing on when I open the uh, windows. Maybe if I open the windows before OBS, like OBS won't see them. That doesn't make any sense, right? Let's go back here, and then let's go to the thing. I'm doing the exact same thing I did last week, and it just doesn't work because OBS is a fickle bitch. Window capture. No, we don't want that. We want this, and we want it to be on the drop down. Now it's there. I literally did nothing. I didn't do anything. I hit F5. Well, I did hit F5. Maybe F5 did it. I don't remember. I don't know. Damn you, OBS. All right. Well, regardless, it's there now. And there it is. What do we got? We got Kevin McCarthy. Very cool guy, except that he's not. Considers resigning from the House before the end of his term. OBS is powered by irony. If you do X on one day, the next day X won't work. You know, it's a very complicated device. It's an irony machine. The deposed former speaker has made clear his plans to stay at least through the speakership election before ending his House career. Two people familiar with the matter. Okay, so he might just take his ball and go home. Nobody wants him there. Nobody likes you. Being in the middle is not acceptable to Republicans anymore. So this middle of the road guy who keeps the government working, he's got to go. He made a deal with the devils, and by devils I mean mediocre House Democrats, because that's the devil now. He is going to be, he's going to have to quit. They're not forcing him out, but he is butthurt. Um, I think that the governor of the state will pick a replacement. I'm not entirely sure. It might actually reduce their number by one, maybe. A lot of times when politicians leave early, the governors get to choose who to replace them, or they have a special election, which I mean would lower their numbers down for a little while. And let's see. This depends entirely on the several of the dissidents to disenthrall themselves from their decision and to repair the damage before it's too late. I appeal to them to act while there's still time. Uh, yeah, it's okay. Politics is middle school level Mean Girls, but in a retirement home. You know what I mean? Like middle school level drama in a retirement home. Jim Jordan, who's running for Speaker, played a key role in Trump's 2020 election plot. So, Jim Jordan, not a good guy. He's a bad guy. Okay, and he knew more about what Donald Trump had planned for January 6th than any other member of the House, which is why lots of people don't like him and don't want him to be in charge. Oh, oh, I got a little barky boy. You have to pause the stream. You have to pause the news for a bark boy. Look at bark boy. Look at him. I like to bark when Waldo talks. Yeah, I do. Yeah, you do. You like it, don't you? You like to bark when Waldo's talking. Okay, get out of here. Go on. Okay, bark break over. Let's do some more politics. Okay, where are we at? Let's see. Yeah, Jim Jordan knew a lot about what was going to happen on Jan 6th, and he was totally cool with it because he doesn't want the government to function. He doesn't want the government to run properly. He doesn't want it to be controlled by anybody that isn't him and his people who think just like him. Whose dog is that? That is our dog. We have a dog. Let's see. Yeah, that's why he's dodged the January 6th subpoenas. That's why he's supporting the people who attacked the Capitol on January 6th. Jim Jordan knew more about what Donald Trump had planned on the 6th than any other member of the House of Representatives. Jim Jordan was involved, was part of the conspiracy in which Donald Trump was engaged, and he attempted to overturn the election. This is a bad guy. We don't want him to be in charge. Jordan, who now chairs the House Judiciary Committee, refused to cooperate with the Select Committee regarding his communications with Trump as the attack was occurring, defying subpoenas for testimony. So he tried to overthrow the government with Donald Trump, and he refuses subpoenas. He refuses to talk to the people who are investigating that. We shouldn't let this guy be in charge. We shouldn't let him have power. When people say both sides are the same. They're wrong. We'll get to that towards the end of the stream, but I got a bunch of grumpy, angry emails, not emails, grumpy, angry replies to my latest handful of videos. Maybe we'll look at one or two of them. But and they all say, "Hey, Waldo, for you are saying that one side is better than the other, and that makes you stupid." And I just can't get behind it. Now, well, we're not going to go directly into hate mail, but I will look at one specific comment uh, that suggests that both sides are the same, and I'm an idiot for thinking that there's a difference between the Democrats and the Republicans. I'm an idiot for thinking that there's a difference. Mm, okay, so that's one of the possibilities. Uh, Matt Gaetz, no, we want to keep talking about this. Republicans are seeking their Twitter followers to help them decide who should replace Kevin McCarthy. So it's a I have been for years saying that Twitter isn't real life, but I'm starting to change my mind. Twitter has become real life. It didn't used to be real life. Twitter used to just be the place where you yell at each other about literal nonsense. And we scream at other people about whether or not a stupid kid in a red hat is smarmily smiling at a Native American man banging on a drum. That doesn't do anything. It doesn't matter about anything. One sec. Wrangling the dog. Sorry, puppy troubles. But that's okay. Um, yeah, Twitter wasn't real, but it is becoming so. And I hate the idea that this lady will just reads what crazy people tell her online and then thinks that it's reality and then votes accordingly. Well, yeah, you're right that they are farming it out to people just as dumb as they are. But that's democracy, stupid as that sounds. As silly as that sounds, that is actually democracy. Uh, I don't know what to do. Let me ask the people what we ought to be doing. And that's how the system's supposed to work. But now that everybody can weigh in, it gets a little more difficult. Mm. So, is Twitter real life? No. Could it be? Yes. Which is why I don't love the idea that Twitter is run by a company who has profit-seeking motivations, makes all their money off of ads, and is owned by the world's most richest divorced troll. You know, he is a divorced dad, and he is a super troll. I'm talking, of course, about Elon Musk, and he is just a bad guy. You know, he's not a bad guy. He's awful. Yeah, townhall.gov. I've discussed this in private with my friends before, and I think it's a good idea. Townhall.gov, and it just works like Twitter, and you have to use your real name. I will. I mean, imagine that. Like, it's operated not with ads in mind and making money, but it's just a free speech app. Anything that you can say under the current free speech, you're allowed to say, and it has your name right next to it. And then you access certain little government functions through it. Right, Shunseto, they're just asking their echo chamber. So MTG Maytag um, asks her fans who follow her what she should do, and then the people who already like her tell her what she already wants to hear, and they get to hear what they want to hear in the echo chamber, and then everybody had then obviously the people have spoken, right? You ban everybody who disagrees with you, and then you ask for ideas. You're only going to get ideas that from people who agree with you on ideas that they agree with. Uh, So that is a dangerous way to operate. So I think we need a government-run Twitter. And I know that terrifies a whole lot of people. The idea, the government-run Twitter, they would control all the media, folks. The George Soros would completely own the townhall.gov, and the government-owned Twitter would be a propaganda machine. Well, what if it was just bland? We already have uh, PBS, which is a very bland news reporting organization, and they are operated under uh, government funding. Government gives them money, and viewers like you, um, yeah, old C-SPAN, yeah, C-SPAN. I watched C-SPAN the other day, uh, so that you don't have to, and it could function. It would just be similar to C-SPAN. It would be similar to PBS, and it would just give everybody a way to voice their opinion with their name, and it would only be for people who have registered to vote. I think that's a good idea too. Register to vote. You're allowed to go onto this website with your real name, and you get to post whatever you want. And if it's allowed by free speech, you are allowed to post it. It's a wild cockamamie idea I've had for a while, um, and it would avoid the pitfalls of things like Twitter, where every politician is on Twitter. You know, 10% of the American population is on Twitter, but 100% of politicians are on there. 100% of reporters are on there. 100% of streamers are on there. 100% of political activists are on there. 100% of political radicals are on Twitter. You know, and that tends to skew the actual numbers and the actual volume of very unimportant things. So, anyway, let's see what else we got. So, yeah, that's a thing that I don't know what to do with. I have no idea what to do about social media. Trump doesn't have enough clout on Capitol Hill to make Jim Jordan the House Speaker. Now, I've heard that they're going to do like a uh, secret vote for this. If I remember, if I read correctly, they're going to do like a secret vote. It's not going to be one of those important broadcast ones on C-SPAN. No, they're going to have a secret vote for who should be next. Trump endorsed Jim Jordan for House Speaker, but it won't be enough to get him the job. Republicans will choose their candidate via secret balloting, uh, limiting public scrutiny of the vote. Plus, only up to a third of Republicans are likely to take orders from the former president. So it's going to be a little bit chaotic. We don't know who's going to win yet. There are sides, there are splinter factions within these Republican folks at the moment. There's not enough for him to lock up the job. Steve Scalise and other candidates, including Kevin Hern of Oklahoma, could still throw the hat in ahead of next Wednesday's vote. So on Wednesday. So I'll stream on Wednesday night and we'll take a look at who the next speaker is. If it's any of these goobers, honestly. Jim Jordan is a bad person who is in part responsible for what happened on Jan 6. But I don't think anything monumentally terrible will happen if he's chosen as Speaker of the House because the Dems still have the Senate and the Dems still have Biden to veto anything. So it's unlikely that world-changing events happen if he's elected. Definitely no world-changing events if these other people are elected either. If it were Trump, it could change the entire world, but he has bowed out. He has given up and said, no, that's not a thing for me. I'm not doing that. So we won't have life altering news on Wednesday. This is all Trump stuff, Trump stuff, Trump stuff, and we're still in the House. So, the king of political stunts, Mr. Matt Gaetz, calls Biden impeachment a political stunt. uh, Matt Gaetz comes around to agree with me. I suggested it was a political stunt a week ago, and he agrees, even though he was involved. I don't know how you can be involved in the thing and say it was a good, right, and correct thing, and then call it a political stunt later. Just days before, he successfully booted Kevin McCarthy out of House Speaker. Matt Gaetz dismissed the Republican impeachment inquiry as a pointless stunt. I don't believe that we are endeavoring upon a legitimate impeachment. They're trying to engage in a like forever war of impeachment, he continued. And like many of our forever wars, it will drag on forever and end in a bloody draw. Correct. I, how dare Matt Gaetz make me agree with Matt Gaetz? It's very rude of him to do so. Yeah, he's the new stuntman. Matt Gaetz is the new stuntman. Ron DeSantis is old news. He's out. He's not the stuntman anymore. It's Matt Gaetz now. I just don't get the sense that it's for the sake of impeachment. I think it's for the sake of having another bad thing to say about Joe Biden. God damn it, Matt Gaetz. Why are you making me agree with you? I'm very upset with you for making me agree with you. Yeah, he is definitely describing what they're doing. And this is just basic Republican plans, you know? Uh, I think he's about to get chased out of the Republican Party for giving away all the tricks. Hey, we did the thing. He's given away their game, and they're going to get mad at him for it, I suspect. Mm. So, if anybody gives me any grief in the things, I'm going to copy and paste this. I'm going to save this into a notepad, and I'm going to use it in my angry YouTube comments. When somebody yells at me about how crooked, and obviously Joe Biden is crooked, I'm just going to paste this as a reply. It's going to be good. It's going to be fun. Not to bring up too much drama. Oh no, they've become self-aware? You're right, Goofy. They are now aware of their own idiocy. What are they going to do about it? Probably nothing. I don't think they're going to change. You think they're going to change because of that? I don't think they are. Sorry, one sec. Copy pasting this thing in an important place. There it is. Saved for later. Yeah, that is pretty obvious that they'll. Oh yeah, we had to kick Gates out because he was a traitor. Did you see him in that one photo standing on the Democrat side of the discussion? They did that when he tried to kick McCarthy out. Is all the Republicans stood at the Republican podium, but because they're at the Republican podium, Gates has to stand somewhere, so they put him at the Democrat podium, and then they'll call him a Democrat. It'll be great. Everyone who disagrees with the Republican hive mind is just a Democrat. It's an us versus them 100% of the time. Doesn't matter if there's 78 different versions of them, it's still them, not us. Complicated, difficult. Um, and you're right, they will move those goalposts. Why will they move those goalposts? Uh, because they are irrational. Or being a Republican is an irrational state of being. And the illusion of conservatism must be defended at all costs. That's all there is. That's all there is the illusion of conservatism. Uh, I think that leftism, the things that I believe, are also illusions. But what's the difference? I mentioned a minute ago that there are people who are mad at me for saying that there is a difference between the two. Uh, and I think there is a difference between the two. They're both illusions. They're both feelings. All politics is feelings, even on the left, even on the right. All of it is feelings. But the outcome of those feelings matters. And I think that most of the conservative feelings uh, lead to social control, So what is it? What do I mean by that? Conservative feelings. Name some conservative feelings in chat. Throw some ideas that they feel very strongly about. They feel very strongly about traditional marriage. They are anti-gay marriage. They are generally anti-gay, anti-trans. Um, they want to control the books their children read in school. They want to control what happens in that school. They want to control what those children learn. They want to control what happens in society, right? Western culture. They want to control what is and isn't Western culture. They want to control these things because if they don't control it, things they don't like will happen. They're worried, they're terrified that Western culture will change and they won't like it anymore. The or it if you really get into the what's the word the hard right stuff, the preppers and the things like that, the conspiracy theorists, they think our entire society will collapse and fall apart, and we will go back to a Mad Max style society if you let the gays be on TV. If you let the transes exist within society, we will simply crumble. And that is the reason they are doing the things they're doing, because they don't like certain people and they don't want those icky, gross people to be in charge. And if you control society properly, if you control it well, if you control it the way we want, we can live in a society that's perfect for them. And those icky, gross people that they don't like will go away and won't be in charge or will be hidden within a closet and you won't have to see them. They often think that Leave It to Beaver was a documentary TV show. It wasn't. It was fiction. So what they have is this skewed vision of the past where everything was good and everything was perfect and everything was great and all there weren't any gay people, and gay people didn't even exist before 1970, and trans people didn't even exist before like 2010. That's the world they think existed. So they are trying to drive us towards that, drive us backwards towards that imagined thing. And that requires a ton of control. That requires a ton of social control. And I think that is the end point of conservative thought, social control. And I don't like that. I would like that not to be a thing. So I go the other direction towards freedom and human rights. The left is also based on feelings, but those feelings lead to a different conclusion. The feeling that I have is that women should have bodily autonomy, that gay people should have rights, that trans people should be allowed to exist, that uh, traditional marriage is an old-fashioned thing and we can do whatever we want with it. Marriage can be whatever we want it to be. And as long as you're not harming people with your freedom, and there is a subset of people who will harm people with their freedom, uh, as long as you're not doing that, you should be free to do what you want. Uh, Thomas brought up a Michael Knowles video a long time ago, and Michael Knowles 100% has my number. He's got my number. He knows what I want. I want freedom. But Michael Knowles does not want people to have freedom. He wants them to be very tightly controlled properly. Put in your boxes, stay in your boxes, stay in your lane. Do not go exploring into the infinite that is humanity. Humanity is infinite in some ways. We can explore. There are not two genders. There are an infinite number of genders. There are not two sexualities. There are an infinite number of them. And exploring that infinite is freedom. But it is also scary. And conservatives don't like scary things. So um, that is my current rant. Let's see, I got a Discord message. Who's it from? Nobody. Okay. Let's see. That's enough of that rant. What other rants do I want to go on today? Let's go over here. Kill this. Let's talk about this guy. Donald Trump. Have you ever heard of this guy? I've heard of him. Not a fan, in fact. Um, I don't think that he's a good guy. I don't know if you've ever heard of him or anything like that, but um, he is having a very bad week. Let's see. His fraud trial will continue next week after he lost a bid on Friday to halt the proceedings while he fights a pre-trial ruling that could strip him of Trump Tower and other prized properties. Let's see. I think it describes it down here. Let's see. Oh no, it would hurt the employees. Trump's lawyers argued that the ruling could cause harm to not only Trump but other defendants and also up to 1,000 employees. Now they care about the employees. Trump's been paying them nothing for a very long time. They probably aren't very well taken care of. There was a what was the dang it? It's all fraud. The Trump Tower will be an amazing Spirit Halloween store. I agree, Shinsedo. We turned it into Spirit Halloween. It'll be, how tall is Trump Tower? Like, how many stories? That'll be the biggest Spirit Halloween in the world. Maybe we should Photoshop that. Date set for dismantling Donald Trump's businesses, because that's going to happen. This businessman who's going to run our country like a business is a fraudster. He always has been. He is just surrounded by fraud. He has been a gigantic fraud. All the deals, I'm going to make all the deals that he's been talking about are just crimes. Uh, Donald Trump and his adult sons, as well as the Trump Organization, were found liable for fraud in the New York case on September 26th. They found that the former president had inflated the value of his assets as much as $2.2 billion. He's lying at a $2.2 billion level. Now, when I make a joke and say that I have millions of viewers, it's funny. Trust me, it's funny. Uh, I know that there are only 6 people watching, but I make a joke. Yeah, I have millions of viewers. That's not on my IRS statement. You know, I'm not telling that to attorneys. I'm not telling that to the IRS. I'm not telling that to the United States government. I'm not telling that, making a joke about my actual net worth. Donald Trump is, and he's lying by $2 billion. According to the judge, there was conclusive evidence that Trump had overvalued many of his properties, including Mar-a-Lago and his Trump Tower penthouse. Trump, who has denied any wrongdoing, called the judge deranged because he doesn't have anything else. There is no other argument that he could ever make. He can't make any other arguments because the facts are not on his side. So if you don't have those facts, you have to attack the person making the accusations, which is a judge. Not a good strategy, but it's the only strategy he has left. Let's see. The section applies to surrendering companies. For each of these companies, the co-defendants will have to inform the independent monitor whether they and to what extent any third party has an ownership, partnership, or membership. So even his third party people are going to have to go through a severe accounting, and they're not going to have a good time with that. That means that Trump and his sons will have to inform Judge Engron of any transfers of the former president's properties and assets and the creation of new companies, preventing the former president from making transactions that could shield him from liability. He commits fraud on a $2 billion level. He is a fraudster constantly. And I knew this a very long time ago. I knew this before he ran for president. I said it a long ass time ago. He is involved in New York City real estate, which is just where fraud begins, honestly. Real estate has always been a scam. It's still a scam to this day. And he is surrounded himself by people who do fraud. He has been defrauding the government. He's been defrauding the state of New York, and he's been defrauding his customers and the people who work for him his entire life. I've said this for a very long time. I said this way back But no, what do the Republicans tell me? What do the conservative people tell me when he's running in 2015 against Hillary? He's a businessman. He knows business. He will make deals. Uh, no, his deals are fraud. That's all they have ever been. When he says deals, he just means I will give them something, they will give me something. Very likely they won't be legal things that I will give them and they will give me. It will possibly be based on lies. I will give them something, but it will be a lie. And they will give me something. Hopefully it benefits me. Like his deals are just fraud. And it irritates the hell out of me that this guy gets to be, that he got to be president, that he hornswoggled and tricked so many people. And they still come into my comment section, yell at me about how much of a hero he is. Because they have a belief, and that belief is the problem. Don't have beliefs, folks. They're bad for you. Because it leads to this. Bad beliefs will lead you to just say things like this. Transform the US president from chief executive into a king. The 52-page legal motion filed in the DC case asks US Judge Tanya Chutkan to dismiss the indictment based on the concept of presidential immunity that Trump argues makes him immune from any criminal prosecution for acts that he took as president. The legal precedent underlying the motion is that presidents have been immune from civil lawsuits over actions taken while they serve as president, and the Justice Department policy that sitting presidents cannot be indicted while in office. That makes sense to an extent. You don't want the president to be indicted while he's in office. That makes sense. But Trump seeks to expand this immunity from civil lawsuits for money and DOJ's policy for forbearance from prosecuting a sitting U.S. president into a limitless doctrine of executive immunity. Limitless doctrine of executive immunity that would greenlight nearly any criminal action committed by a president. So, this is the law and order party. Donald Trump has just asked a judge for limitless immunity for all crimes. And he's going to go in front of a crowd and claim to be the law and order party. It's sick. It's insane. And people on YouTube comments are going to yell at me for saying that one side is better than the other, or one side is worse than the other. One side is blatantly, obviously, worse than the other. This is evidence right here. This is clear as day. This side, the side that he is on, is worse than the other side. And it's right in front of our faces. But the people who don't want to see it won't see it because they don't want to see it. And it's just based on belief. Again, yeah. Don't want to repeat it. Okay, let's do. Let's see if there's anything else here. Yeah. They claim to be the law and order party. Yep, I cause for that. Is there anything else I missed? Nope. All right. Let's see. What do we got? We got Hill Dog. Come on, Hill Dog. What does she actually say? Hillary Clinton says Trump supporters may need to be deprogrammed. Hey. Now I have to agree with. Oh, man, I'm agreeing with Matt Gaetz and Hillary today. In an interview on CNN, the former senator and Secretary of State also called ex-president an authoritarian populist. Also a correct statement. Let's see. Supporters of Donald Trump may need to be deprogrammed as if they were cult members. They are cult members. I do need to be stopped. I'm agreeing with Matt Gaetz and Hillary Clinton on the same day. It's a bad day for me. Sadly, so many of those extremists take their marching orders from Donald Trump, who has no credibility left by any measure. I agree. He's only in it for himself. Also true. He's now defending himself in civil actions and criminal actions. Yeah. And when do they break with him? because at some point there needs to be a formal deprogramming of cult members. But something needs to happen. She's not saying, well, she is saying it. What is a formal deprogramming? I'm not sure. Um, how do you formally deprogram stuff? It's almost like an education thing. The the Department of Education needs to stop us from watching Fox News. I don't know. Uh, she went on to say, I think sadly he will be the nominee, and we have to defeat them, and we have to defeat those who are the election deniers, as we did in 2020. Yeah, that's the only. Okay, Clinton called Trump an authoritarian populist. I think that's a correct definition, who really has a grip on the emotional and psychological needs, because guess what? Politics is all feelings and desires of a portion of the population and the base of the Republican Party for whatever combination of reasons. Here she is using my argument that all politics is feelings. I mean, you can't follow Trump for scientific reasons. Is there somebody following Trump for scientific reasons? I don't think so. That it's all feelings. You feel like somebody's going to come and take your job, so you want a wall built. You feel like you deserve more money, so you believe his economic policies. You feel like gay marriage is bad, so you don't want it. You feel all these things. And I might change the intro to my videos to be like all policies and feelings, something like that. Oh, here we see is making the same argument. Maybe they don't like migrants. Maybe they don't like gay people or black people or the woman who got the promotion at work and they didn't get it, whatever reason. So yeah, feelings. Feelings. Hill Dog agreeing with me. Make America Great Again slogan was a bit of a nostalgia to return to a place where people could be in charge of their lives, feel empowered, and say what they want, and insult whoever came their way. Yeah, again, this is what I discussed 10 minutes ago. The Make America Great Again is a backward looking policy or a backward looking slogan that people look in their little rearview mirror and see what was great back there and try and drive us backward towards it. I've read 30 articles last year. Sorry, guys. Can't give you any money. I don't make any money yet. All right. Switching gears to future things. Um, but we'll take a little break. Hey, if you're here, if you're watching, if you're paying attention, come on into chat. Tell us what you're thinking. Give us your opinions. All opinions are welcome in here. I mean, well, I might disagree with them, but if you want to be cool like these guys, you can come in here and earn Bitcoins. Uh, every time you chat in my chat, you get 5 Bitcoins, and then you can gamble those Bitcoins on uh, in little slot machine games, or you can gamble them and earn more Bitcoins. It's very fun. It's very exciting. And you can be like these cool guys. Look at these cool guys gambling their Bitcoins away. It's a rigged gambit system. Yeah, well, the house always wins, man. All right, we're going to close. Okay, what are we looking at? This is Cornel West and RFK. Are Cornel West and RFK are both helping Biden now. Last week they said RFK was hurting him, so let's find out. As two of his rivals head into the wilderness, the president is consolidating the left of center vote. Cornel West, very cool guy to watch on TV. I don't think that he would make a very good president, but I would vote for him before Donald Trump, that's for sure. But he has swapped parties like 3 times now. He started in the Freedom Party or something stupid, some libertarian thing, and then he swapped from them to the Greens, and then he swapped from the Greens to Independent, because those parties are bad and filled with kooks. And then people on the internet say, "Hey, why you Cornel West? Why are you hanging out with these kooky people who believe the wrong things?" And then he leaves. Uh, let's see where he's at or why. Both West and Kennedy are retreating from the one path they have to really influence national power, showing that there is a vibrant left opposition to Biden inside the Democratic Party. Williamson is still in the fight, but so far she has failed to gain any traction. Her poll numbers among Democratic primary voters have to date plateaued at 4%. Kennedy had 3 times that support, still low, but a stronger beachhead. As Kennedy leaves the field, Williamson has another opportunity to make her pitch. Um, no, if they both run independent, they're going to snag 1 or 2% from swing states. And that's what worries me. That does worry me. That Cornel West gets 1% in Pennsylvania. Marianne Williamson gets 1% in Pennsylvania as an independent. And then RFK Jr. gets 2 or 3% in Pennsylvania. That's 3, 4, 5. That's 5%. Donald Trump now wins Pennsylvania. He does. And he gets all of those electoral votes because the electoral system is broken and bad and shouldn't be used anymore. It should be abandoned immediately. And it will be the tool to undo our democracy. Stupid as that sounds, as hyperbolic as that might be, the Electoral College will be the thing that undoes our country. There's no way around it. If the guy who gets less votes is able to win because of the Electoral College, it will break us. It will cause severe harm. And it is not doing what it's supposed to do anymore. It is no longer accomplishing the goal it once had. This guy seems to think that these guys are going to help Biden somehow. I don't know how. Okay, so here's my argument. Liberals who are worried that West might be a spoiler, along with the supposed lines of previous Green Party Ralph Nader and Jill Stein, can rest easier. Why? Why? Unfortunately, politicians rarely heed sensible editorial advice. Politician, he's also well on the road toward further marginalization, running as an independent candidate without a party. West faces an impossibly steep path to gain relevance. The American political system is already rigged against third parties, let alone candidates running without a party. It's quite possible the West will fail to be on any ballots. That would be nice. His presidential run feels increasingly quixotic. God, fucking liberals and their fucking words, and confused. It's a sad turn for an activist who, if he tried to mobilize the voters in the Democratic Party who want a change, could still have a massive impact on national politics. I think this guy's marginalizing it. If he's on 4 ballots in 4 swing states, he has a negative effect on Joe Biden. He really does. There's no way around that. Let's see. And here's the other guy, RFK Jr. announces announced as speaker at Hard Right CPAC event because they're the ones giving him money. The hard right is giving him money because they know I'm correct. They know that if this guy snags out 3 or 4% in the swing states, Donald Trump will win. So the hard right is paying for him to spoil it for Joe Biden. That's what they're doing. I mean, it's right here. Kennedy is set next week to transform his Democratic presidential run into an independent campaign. Exactly. The attorney, conspiracy theorist, and political gadfly set to next week transform his run for the Democratic presidential nomination as an independent campaign. Was announced on Friday as a speaker at an event staged at hard right conservative CPAC. I I might watch this. I might watch it. We might live stream that. Maybe not live stream it, but watch the video of it later. Um, let's see. He's going to go to CPAC, and then they're going to give him money because they know Trump can't win on his own, so they need to undermine the Democrats rather than win on their own merits. pretty common, pretty normal thing for them to do. I don't like it, but it's what they always do. Let's see. Yeah, this is going to get him some traction as well. He claimed that Chinese people and Ashkenazi Jews have a greater immunity from COVID because it was built in a laboratory to kill people except them. I mean, pretty sure China had millions of deaths from COVID. But it's a conspiracy theorist, so it doesn't matter what's real. The belief is all that matters. The accusation is what matters. Uh, we already did House Speaker stuff. Ah, you always thought RFK was a Republican plant to pull away votes from whoever's running as Democrat. I don't think he started that way. I don't think he started that way, honestly. He is a liberal type guy. His ideas are liberal type ideas. The left does have conspiracy theorists. I mean, I was one of them for a very long time, way back in the day. Um, their conspiracy theorists are generally uh, 9/11 truthers and George W. Bush haters. You know, um, looking at every single thing he's ever said, thinking that he's a member of Skull and Bones. He's a member of Skull and Bones, folks. He went to Harvard. He was a Skull and Bones member. This is where the youth, the Illuminati youth, go to meet and network with other Illuminati members. So that was a thing that happened. Where was I going? Oh yeah, okay. So yeah, he didn't start off being hard right and doing exactly what they wanted him to do. He actually did want to challenge Joe Biden, and then we all said no, thank you. You seem to be a little bit of a kook. You are not going to be allowed to run. The DNC said you're too kooky. You don't get to run in a primary. We're not even going to do a primary because it would hurt us. It would spend a ton of money uh, that we could be using to defeat Donald Trump. So they chose not to do it. That's their choice. It's what they do. I'm not super against it. I'm not for it. I'm back and forth. I'm 50-50 on that one. I do think that having the primary forces Biden to move to the left. It forces him to make promises and do things that will move him to the left, and I think that's a good idea. I like that idea, but I also recognize that it would waste a ton of money. And then if one person, maybe RFK, starts to lose, he will start to insult Joe Biden and bring up bad things that make him look like a bad guy to the public, and then the public will see that, and then they won't vote for him in the general. So that is the same calculation that they made, and they want to get rid of that uncertainty. I dig that. I know why they did it. This isn't a surprise to anybody. But in getting that rejection, in getting that shutdown, in getting denied the thing he thought he was owed, he has done what so many jilted men do, and they run to the other side. You know, um, hey, I really like this girl, but she turned me down. She's a bitch. We've all seen it happen. Hey, this woman's great and fantastic. Oh no, she shot me down. Never mind. She's a disgusting, trashy whore. This is a thing that men tend to do. So he has done the same. Hey, can I be a Democrat uh, politician? Can I run Can I run for president as a Democrat? No. Okay. Well, now that I've been denied, I will run the other direction. And so he is going to be lavished with praise and attention from CPAC trolls. He will be given money from CPAC trolls, and he will go to where the attention leads. This happened to Elon. This is exactly what happened to Elon. His daughter is trans, and he hates it, so he blames Twitter for forcing her to become trans. He thinks that her time on Twitter made her into a trans person, so he bought Twitter and ruined it. This happens again and again and again. Um, it's a very it's, why I left the left. This happened to Dave Rubin, who was on the Young Turks (TYT). One left-leaning person said something mean to him, and he completely heel turned and shifted to becoming a hard right-wing conservative. Uh, it's not, I don't think it's happening with Anna Kasparian, but she made some complaint about trans people on Twitter, and then all the trans people yelled at her, and now she is very angry about that, and then they're saying that she's moving to the right. I don't think she is, but so it's a whole drama thing. Anyway, enough about drama things. Yeah, RFK didn't start out to be a spoiler, but he is becoming one, and he will be if he runs as an independent and CPAC pays him to do so. And then that leads the way to the next president, Donald Trump, which will be our last president. Oh, right. What is this? Biden's building a wall. Motherfucker. I hate this. I really do. This is some lame shit. This is why I say that the Democrats are mediocre and lame. The Our two parties, the Democrats, are mediocre, lame, money hungry corporatists. The right, however, is evil, uh, rotten, terrible uh, corporatists who are in love with money, but also want to control the entire society. So there is a side that's better, then there's a side that's worse. This is why there's not a good side. The American politics is not a fight between good and bad. It's a fight between mediocre and evil, or bad and worse. It's not good versus bad. It's bad versus worse. There it is. There we are. Yeah, I know what you're saying, KVP. The government promised to spend the money on this thing, so it's got to spend the money on the thing. Except it doesn't have to. Uh, Biden says he had to use the Trump era funds for the border wall. Asked if barriers work, he says no. So he's still saying the right thing, but he's doing the wrong thing because what did they do? And they waived 26 federal laws. Joe Biden on Thursday defended his administration's decision to waive 26 federal laws. So these are environmental laws that would prevent the building of the wall. So he doesn't have to spend the money on the wall. He has to spend that money on that wall. But if he uh, props up these 26 federal laws, he would be like, we can't build that wall because these environmental laws prevent it. Uh, 20 miles isn't much of additional border wall. I still think it's a waste of money, saying he had no choice but to use the Trump era funding for the barrier to stop illegal immigration from Mexico. Uh, Biden said he tried to get lawmakers to redirect the money, but Congress refused, and the law requires the funding to be used as approved and the construction to be completed in 2023. Uh, can I do a Biden impression? I can't. Listen, Jack, the money was appropriated for the border wall. I can't stop that. I can't do a Biden voice, I'm sorry. I just tried to be slow and old, but it didn't work. I am slow and old, but in a different way. Um, I I think this is a bad call by him. He did a bad job. Um, you could have just leaned on this 26 federal laws and not waived them and said, sorry, guys, change those 26 federal laws. In which that would go to the Senate, and then the Senate would do literally nothing because they do literally nothing all the time. They generally do literally nothing. So he could have gone that way and we wouldn't be talking about it. But this is an optics game. This is optics. So what you get is him building 20 miles of wall, which is almost nothing. But that makes the Republicans say, oh, well, why bother voting for them when they're just going to do what we want to do anyway? It leads them to thinking that they're right. It leads them to thinking that this is the actual solution, that both sides know that this is the solution, but one of them is lying about it. Uh, it's a dumb move. It's a bad move. But as I said, the politics in America is about choosing the bad team or the worst team. So I have to continue to choose the bad team instead of the worst team. It's not fun, but sometimes you have to. Well, I'm was angling to have a guest on today, but I did not get one. So if you guys throw any links or any ideas into the chat, I will look at them. Um, but that's pretty much all of the headlines I had to talk about today, except for one very interesting thing that has nothing to do with politics. I'm Googling it right now. And well, allow cookies. Shut up. All right, what is this? This is not politics. It is political, but everything is. Anyway, what is this? This is Capcom's retro games. So you can play these games in a browser for free for nothing. There's not very many of them. There's only a handful of them right now. Breath of Fire, which is a cool old RPG, but it's a little slow. Ghosts and Goblins, Super Ghosts and Goblins, some Mega Mans, some Street Fighters, Mega Man 2, which is a fantastic game, and Mega Man X. And why do I think this is a good idea? So, what is this? This is where we need video games to go. It's where we need classic games to go. I have a Wii U sitting over there, and that Wii U I bought Earthbound on. But the Wii U is about to, its online store is about to end. So I won't be able to download it anymore. Also, the Wii U is a piece of hardware that can fail and fall apart and break eventually. And if I want to play Earthbound legally, correctly, properly, I have to set up an old ass piece of hardware. That's a bad plan because it will fail, it will fall apart, and I will not have it. If they moved all of the games that you bought onto the Switch, that would be nice, but they're not doing that. The Switch has fewer uh, emulated games than the Wii U did. Why? It's because of licensing and shit like that. So what I think we need to do is just have them all on browsers through an official website. Like this is Capcom's website, and I can go here and play this game. I think that's a great idea. Yeah, Shinseto, you're right. It is about selling you on as many platforms as possible because of money, but they're not even doing the upkeep, you know? I bought Earthbound on the Wii U, but I can't buy it on the Switch. I don't want to buy it again, but they're not even doing the thing where they bring all of it forward so that they can sell it to us again. You can buy Mario 3 many, 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 many times on the original cartridge. You can buy it on Super Nintendo as All Stars. You could buy it on the uh, uh, where can you buy it? You can buy it on the GameCube. You can buy it on the online store uh, for the Wii. You can buy it on the Wii U store. You can buy it on the Switch store. You can pay them every month, and they for Nintendo Live or something, and then you can play it whenever you like. But that might not continue in the future. This one could continue in the future because it's just a browser, man. Computers are the future. I know, wild idea. Uh, I know I can put it on an eye patch and find it all over the place, and I have in the past. I know exactly how to do that. But why wouldn't you want to do that? Because it's unofficial, you know? Um, I would prefer it to be official. I would prefer the people who made it to get some reward for making it. I would like the people who uh, put up this website to be paid for doing so. Um, Piracy is cool, and it is a cool thing for cool people. I agree. But it's even cooler if we can actually get legitimate, realistic, correct versions of it without resorting to piracy. And this is a possible way to do it uh, by putting things on web browsers, which will continue. I mean, browsers change all the time. but they haven't like changed significantly. So much so that uh, something doesn't work on the browsers anymore. Is there anything that doesn't work on browser? There are video games that I own that do not work on the Super Nintendo. There are games I own that do not work on the Switch. But all of them could be on a browser. You can even download Java. Yeah, you're right. But I can download a patch, something like that, quickly and easily. I can Google, hey, how do I make this work? Adobe Flash. You can download something that will make it work. Is what I'm saying. Because the internet is better than consoles, and we should make the internet better than the consoles. Consoles are a thing of the past, and we need to abandon them and get rid of them. And retro games need not to be attached to a console. What I would like is for retro games not to be attached to a console. You know, if I want to play Earthbound legitimately without being a pirate, there's only one way to do it. Well, there's two ways to do it. One, to buy the Super Nintendo, but that's an old ass piece of equipment that barely even works. Or uh, play it on my Wii U, which is an old ass piece of equipment that barely even works. I like the idea that's being here of these old ass games just being saved onto a browser. It's what the ROM community has already determined to be the best way, and I agree with them. I think it's a great idea. So, let's play Mega Man for like a couple of minutes. I do really like Mega Man X. It is a good game. Can you guys hear? Okay. I think my controller works. Game start. All right. That's very small. We're gonna have to make that bigger. Which is the jump button? Okay. The button's not working. There's no jump button. Oh god. Can Waldo beat the game with no jump button? The answer is no. Alright. Controls. I gotta... There we go. Nope. You're not doing it for me here, bud. Key mapping, that's better. Now we're talking. Climb ladder, move left, move right, descend ladder. Select weapon here. Is my controller doing it? Dash should be here. There it is. Jump should be here. There it is. Attack, use, sub-tank. Yeah, here we go. And there. That one's the same. And can we select weapons with this one? With this one? Nope. Those are... I'm going to select weapon with this one. No? Well, we can always pause it. Let's see how this looks on the screen. That looks good. I can't see chat though, so I have to drag chat over here so as I can see it. There it is. Going on that same topic, someone asked for a game recommendation. Any genre, any era, what would you recommend? I mean, Earthbound's my favorite game ever, so that might be a bad call, but... Oh, would you come on? I made you large so that we could all see you. If they... Earthbound's the best game ever, so you should play that. Final Fantasy VI is a very good game. Ouch. Mega Man's a very good game. Mega Man 2 is one of my favorites as well. So I've gotta set this up right. It's not looking right on the OBS. So we're just gonna move this way a little bit. Clock. Good call. KVP, you did it. Would you come on? Right. Don't push that button. Why are you not working anymore? When I go to the full screen, it stops working, maybe. Buttons don't work anymore. The buttons did work. They don't any longer. I wonder what I did. Breath of Fire 3? Really? I'd love Breath of Fire 3, but it is a strange game. Yeah, Breath of Fire 3. That was the first one for the PS1, if I remember correctly, right? You mix the dragon genes together. He mentioned it. He mentioned Block. That's the game he recommends. Because he's a troll. He's a super troll. Alright, can you work with me? Controller? Somehow I ruined the controller. There we go. But the buttons don't do anything, man. Well, this is a good idea. It simply needs some bugs to be worked out, you know what I mean? The buttons, they don't do anything. Gamepad, here we go. Then we go to key mapping. Climb ladder. Move left. Move right. Descend ladder. This thing just don't do nothing no more. Alright. It has ceased to function. Well, now, you only take these keys? What is wrong with you? Let's do this one. There we go. Maybe. Alright. Up. No, it's just not seeing my gamepad. This thing works all the time. Dash is here. But I can't change them. When I press the change buttons, nothing happens. Alright. I don't think I have the right controller for this. Can I make this one here? No? You just can't do that one? That one gets bent? Fuck off? No one wants you? I literally cannot press any buttons. They don't do anything. It did some things earlier. Maybe F5 I suppose. Reload site. No, this isn't going to work. All right. Well, this is a good idea. It's simply lacking in execution. And I can't make Mega Man jump. So there's some issues that need working out. But I think, yeah, wait, okay. I think I got some. I think we're getting somewhere. What are you? How the hell did you? Oh God, what is that? Why is there a keyboard on my screen? Get out of here. No one wants you. All right. Climb ladder. Move left. Move right. Descend ladder. Select weapon can be there? Sure. Dash here. Jump here. yes. Okay. Then confirm all those. Cool. Okay, that did a thing. JAGX has browser games mastered. Sounds cool. What is JAGX? Is it a browser? Now the buttons don't work. They just don't. Maybe it does. RuneScape. Oh, is that the thing that you would suggest everybody play? Yeah, I can jump this time. Can't dash yet because I don't want to dash, but there we go. Now, if I make it full screen, are you still gonna work? There we go. I can do the thing. Oops. I was looking at chat. I haven't played this one in a while. I'm not familiar with the old RuneScape or anything with a browser back in 2001. I didn't have a computer back then, so I never got into RuneScape. Never played it. Don't know anything about it. But I do think the browser games are superior because they can be updated and not go out of style. You don't have a console to worry about. So I do like the idea of not having a console. He's so mean. Comes Zero. The real star. What are we going to do? We're not going to do the thing properly. We're gonna go get the dash boots, then we're gonna murder ourselves to kill the fire guy, because I hate the penguin. And I like using the fire spell, or the fire spell, Jesus, fire skill on the penguin. I've done this part a lot of times, if you can't tell. Come on. Got some boots. Dash boots. Dash boots. Come on. I know. I know you love me. Okay, great. Give me the boots. Give me the dash boots. Bloop. We did that on purpose. It's intentional. We're gonna die on purpose so we can kill the fire elephants. The Hadouken, yeah, it takes a while. I'm not gonna get the Hadouken today, but yeah, I've gotten it a couple of times. It's a redonkulously silly thing. I don't know how anybody figured out how you could do it before you could like dive into a game's code. And, these days, every game is computer code, so you can do a search and you can find the computer codes that are in there. If you see a thing labeled Hadouken, you can be like, oh, okay, well, how do I get that? You can backtrack your way through it. But back in the day, this was just a cartridge. How did somebody figure out that you have to like do a certain thing in a certain level 4 times, and then a thing appears out of nowhere? It's weird and stupid. Alright, so kill the fire mammoth, then we go back to the ice level. And I have done it without the boots before, but it's not as much fun. It's got all these conveyor belts, you know? Thought about speedrunners doing wall glitches and level skip. Yeah, I know that's what speedrunners want to do. That's cool. If you want to do that, but I'm not going to watch it. What I do want to watch is the cool recaps of all the speedruns that they do at the end. And I want to watch a YouTuber tell me about the intense drama that a speedrunner went through to accomplish their goal. But I don't want to watch the speedrun, because they're all just miserable. They're all sitting there, this is what... Shit. Press that stupid button. This is what speedrunners look like. They just do this the whole time. They're doing the speedrun, right? And then when they accomplish the speedrun, they're like, oh man, I think we're gonna get it. Oh, did it. Oh, yeah. And then sometimes they get a little more animated. But that's, like, not fun to watch. I've got a future as a speedrunner. Yeah, I know. I can pull it off pretty well. All right. So every time I press the start button, it minimizes in the screen. So we might just leave it that way. I think we have to leave it minimized. Yeah. I think there's something up here, but I can't get it yet because I don't have the helmet. I think that's X2. Should have died. Jerks. Ah. Oh. I think there's something up there, but I can't get it without the helmet anyway, I think. If I remember correctly. It's been a long time. Now I'm dead. Way to go, miners. Taking all my hit points. It's just a bad time. God! Right on the spike. I am out of practice, but I got the boss. Don't think I'm gonna beat him this time, but I got another guy. Mistimed that. Okay. Got it this time, though. Mr. Pachyderm. Bad timing. Ah, horseshit. Way out of practice. You jump that far. Oh! Severe fail. Is that a game over? No, got one more. Alright. Better this time. Oh my god. Okay. Come on. I'm ruined. Alright. Alright. I am so far out of practice with this. I used to do this first try. Alright, we got him. That's why it's fun. Because it's so close. Alright, now we go back to the ice level with that fire weapon. Wreck the place. First try, world record. Now did that key work? It did. Come on. Man, my fingers are old. Not the rheumatiz, my fingers hurt. What? Mech battle! Yeah! Secret heart. Hooray! Come back for our mech. Or is there another one up here? We gotta go back and play with the mech. Oh, it's gone. Dirt. Done with mechs. Secret thing down here? No. Thinking of a different level. Snowball boys. And boss time. Yeah, now I die less quickly. Right. Alright, the penguin is a joke if you bring the fire in. I mean, he's just very sad and pathetic. So if I, oops. Well, maybe he's not as sad and pathetic as I thought he used to be. He's not as sad and pathetic as I thought. That's what I get for talking trash. Oh, now it's game over. God, I hate you. Alright. Retro games are a mistake. Just kidding. Okay, so, that was my politics for today. Yeah, retro games are a mistake. Severe political take, I know. Okay, that's it for me today. If you're here, if you're paying attention to chat, I appreciate you being here. Thanks for being here. My name is Waldo. Remember that all politics are feelings, and I will be back on Monday for some more. And Wednesday apparently is the CPAC thing, so I will watch RFK talk to all the Republican trolls on Wednesday. So that should be fun. We'll have something to think about, and we might have a new speaker by that day as well. So, quick game stream on Monday, and then maybe some more on Wednesday. Hop into chat and gamble. Can you guys gamble once I shut the chat down? I wonder. I have no idea. I think you can. I don't know if there's any reason that you would, but you could if you were, I don't know, addicted to gambling and trying to earn all your bitcoins. And I think that's it for me today. I appreciate it. Everybody have a good day. Goodbye.